This next one's called casting. Now, a lot of people struggle with this, and it's the loss of angles. So if I take this golf club and I set up, everybody, doesn't matter who you are, as you take the club back, at some point, you're gonna hinge your wrists. Now, some players hinge them earlier and then rotate to the top of the backswing. Some players have a wider backswing and hinge them late. Some players rotate and fold their elbow and hinge them really late. It doesn't matter when it happens, it just matters that it happens. So every golfer at the top of their backswing has an angle between the club shaft and their lead arm. You don't see any golfer like this, okay? Everybody has this angle. Now, if my lower body works correctly, if my lower body separates, what happens is my lead arm pulls into my chest, the club shallows, and we create even more angle. So you'll notice the best players in the world, the lower body works beautifully, the club gets a little bit narrower on the downswing as they create more angle. They move their hips underneath them and they retain this angle till the last possible second. When they push against the ground, they deliver it to the ball, and that's how they hit the golf ball so far. So a lot of players at impact are creating a forward leaning shaft. If you're one of those players that cast the club, guess what? You're losing speed and power because at impact, you're creating a backward leaning shaft. A forward leaning shaft de-lofts the club and it makes you hit the ball further. A backward leaning shaft increases loft and it makes you hit the ball shorter. So here's what casting is. You go to the top of your backswing and you have an angle between the shaft and your lead arm. The problem is as you start down, the first thing you do is you start to lose your angle. This is casting. The reason the term is called casting is it's just like casting a fishing rod. So basically I go to the top of my backswing, you start to lose your angles and you get into this position which is extremely weak. All you can do from here is push with your trail side. You come into impact with more loft on your golf club. You have this other thing we call scooping. And then usually as you go through, the lead arm will break down to protect your elbow and your shoulder. And now you have something we call the chicken wing. So casting can cause scooping, can cause a chicken wing. So if you've been told by your instructor that you have one of those or all of those, it starts from here. And that's because your lower body isn't working effectively. So lower body is a big key to fixing your casting, scooping, and your chicken wing.